Hello again, Taurus. Didichi here from astrology.com.au. It's great to have your company, and for those of you that are new, thanks for dropping in. This is your chart. I normally start the animation going, but I'd like to just talk a little bit about how, as the month commences, this powerful eclipse across your career sector and the domestic sphere. The full moon eclipse taking place here in your fourth house, bringing to light a lot of important domestic, family, real estate matters. It's interesting to note also that the moon is ruling your third house, which has everything to do with communication. So notes, emails, the spoken word, even thinking is under the jurisdiction of this moon. And the fact that it's full shows that all of these areas that I've just mentioned are in full swing under this. Now, this could be a matter of trying to find some balance this month between this heavily weighted career sector, Venus, Mercury, the Sun on the South Node, here, a very powerful top end. You've got also these other outer planets, Saturn here in your ninth house that just entered there in December last year, Pluto and Neptune. But another important point here is this Uranus. It's not quite yet, well, it's getting close enough to the sign of Taurus, but in your 12th house, this relates very much to your dream state, hidden thoughts, the past, and secrets. This could be unsettling some of those areas of your life. So you need to take control of that. And you need to make sure that, as you can see here, you are not letting this interfere with your spiritual development. The ninth house here, Saturn and Pluto, and there's a powerful, well, it's a separating influence now. Uranus is the faster moving body, but that would still be impacting upon you. Around the 4th, we see the moon here in your 6th house of health, creating mixed results there, you can see. Not a good angle to Pluto, which would show your obsessive sort of work practices, but the fine aspects here to all of these planets in your career area show that this is a perfect example of how sometimes the difficult aspects work in your favor. Being obsessive about some of the detailed work, because the 6th house is detailed work, your work environment, can throw a great light here on your professional activities. And no doubt having the Sun and also Mercury and Venus in your 10th house is very lucky for a lot of you born under Taurus. Venus is your ruling planet, and so therefore there are opportunities there to make headway in your work. I want to go back there a little bit. This is a very, now that's a different matter around the 7th moon in the square to all of these in your relationship area in conjunction with Jupiter. So there we see what's supposedly a very good aspect, moon and Jupiter together, having that very, very hard sort of relationship with these career planets. There may be some divided loyalties here, feeling that you've got to work, but at the same time not having the support of your partner. So that's something you need to watch out for. Mars in the 8th is not good. Watch out for your health and also your, mishaps. This is also disputes with overshared resources with those you love, those you're in business partnership with. That's likely to happen when the moon here makes contact there around the 9th and 10th. There now we see the transit of the moon into your 9th house. That's not great. That can cause you to feel a little bit dull as a result of the moon and Saturn contact around the 11th. And very, very intense around that time, 12th and 13th, as it moves through to that conjunction of Pluto. Very, very powerful. That can be a transformative effect for you. And we see here favourable influences to Jupiter now, instead of what we saw earlier a few days before that, where you're able to use a little bit of your spiritual sense, a bit of your intuition, a little bit of your psychological nous to make things work in your relationship. Notice also the movement of your ruling planet. This is important, into the 11th house of social activity, in the best sign. Now here there's a strong case for idealism with Venus moving in conjunction with Neptune. Take those rose-coloured glasses off. you may be seeing people in the wrong light. And look at that also, shown by the very hard aspect, the right angle to Mars, making you sexual, sensual, impulsive, and of course here in the zone of friendships you might actually find yourself in a relationship that doesn't last too long based upon impulse and physical needs rather than some of the more deeper requirements of relationship. There again, the strong connection of the moon and Uranus, that can throw your day into a tailspin. But once again too, the favourable triangular aspect to Mars and to the North Node. The 4th, 8th and 12th sectors are again spiritual houses, psychological houses, and therefore I'd say that there can be sudden breakthroughs for you in terms of understanding the causes of where you're at right now, why you feel the way you do, etc., etc., etc. The strong opposition on the 22nd, caution against wasteful expenditure, although this shows you should be doing quite well financially. The 11th house is the house of financial gains. Second house, that continues. There can be some problems there in terms of the way you earn income. There could be misunderstandings with your paymaster, the way you receive payments, as shown by the moon in square to all of these planets, which should otherwise indicate acquisition of money. So you need to wait if you're going to deal with finances. Moving through the 3rd house is nice around the 26th. Look at the favourable influences there. What I was just saying, if you need to talk about things, 3rd house, about these monetary matters, this date, 25th, 26th, is far superior to the earlier 2 or 3 days, as you can see. And this is the way we should use astrology to make headway and to choose those better days for making approaches to employers, on our relationships and friendships, etc., etc. The month finishes on the 28th there, again with the moon on the nodal axis, showing some strong focus on family affairs on the very last day of February. Do hope you'll join me next month. In the meantime, please go in and take a look at your monthly report. It's the text report at astrology.com.au, and from there you can springboard into any other number of areas, including personal readings with myself and many of the other practitioners we have as affiliates. Take care now. See you soon. Bye bye.